Of the first chapter of physics, that is force and pressure. Today we are going to begin with pressure. What is a pressure? Pressure is a force acting upon a unit area in a surface. In simple words, pressure it is equal to force per unit area. Let us learn pressure now. So we are going to learn pressure with solid first of all. So to understand that in a much better manner, we are going to do an activity. We are going to take 6 blocks of iron, which is of area of 50 cross 30 centimeter each and 60 kg each, and a wooden bench. Okay. In the first case, we are going to arrange the blocks in by side manner, and the second one we are going to arrange one over the other. Okay. So in the first case, what happens? Uh, we have to calculate the force and then we have to calculate the area so that we can calculate the pressure offered by the blocks, all because of their weight, because of the gravitational force acting upon it. Okay, so let us calculate the weight first of all. We are having 6 blocks, each of 60 kg. So 6 into 60, we are getting 360 kg or 3,60,000 grams of weight of the blocks totally together. And the next one, we have to calculate the area. So in calculating the area, so each block is of 50 cross 30 centimeter, and we are having totally 6 blocks. Totally, it is taking an area of 9,000 square centimeter over the surface of the bench. Okay. Now we are going to calculate the pressure. To calculate the pressure, we have to divide the weight by the area. So we are getting the weight as 3,60,000 grams by 9,000 square centimeter. The result, what we get is 40 grams per square centimeter. That is, each centimeter square, they are experiencing 40 grams of weight. Now, it is having a larger area of contact. Okay, it is having a larger area of contact. So the weight of that object is spread evenly and the bench is able to tolerate that weight. And in the second case, the blocks are arranged one over the other. Now the area of contact is very less. Okay, very less in the sense the one block's area alone. One block area is 50 cross 30 into 1, it is equal to 1500 square centimeter area. This 1500 square centimeter area, it is experiencing the same level of weight, that is 3,60,000 grams of weight. Now if we are finding the pressure, this 3,60,000 grams should be divided by 1500 square centimeter. Therefore, we are getting 240 grams per square centimeter. So each centimeter square, it is experiencing 240 grams. So now this force is acting like a point force because the force is acting in a very small area. So the bench is not able to tolerate that force and the bench is getting broken down. Okay. So from the conclusion, we can understand if the area of contact is going to be higher, the effect of pressure will be lower. If the area of contact is going to be smaller, the effect of pressure will be higher if the weight is same. Same weight is going to be experienced in the same, a small area of contact. Okay. And next one, we are provided with some more few examples. So the first case, the porter is carrying baggages. So when he is carrying the baggages on his head, he used to have a towel. He used to fold the towel into a circle and he used to place it on his head and then he will place the baggages over his head. This is because he can avoid the direct contact of the baggage to his head skin and it may hurt him. Second one, he is increasing the area of contact. So when he is increasing the area of contact between the baggage and his head, it will be easy for him to carry. It is not going to hurt him. Okay. The second one, in the school bags we are having bigger straps. That bigger straps is for distributing the load of the bag over the shoulder easily, so that it will be easy for us to carry. And if you take the sewing needle will be pointed, because here the point force is needed to perish the fabric to do the sewing. So the needles are pointed. And the fourth example, it is talking about the tire surface area. To take the surface area of the tire of the bicycle and the car and the truck, the area will be higher in the truck and the car. Okay. If the area of contact, if the surface area is going to be higher and the area of contact is going to be higher, the motion will be very easy. To explain it, we are having the fifth example, that is the tanker. The tanker is a full metal body, so it will be very heavy. Now, if it needs to move, it needs a broader base wheels. So, it is having a bigger wheel with a broader base steel belt. That belt is actually transferring the load evenly, which facilitates the tanker to move faster. Same way with the tractor. Tractor is having bigger tire. Okay. Same way with the rail tracks. If you take the rails, these rails were fixed with the plinths, and the plinths were connected to the concrete blocks, and all these setups were filled with the stone gravels. Okay. So that when the train is moving on the rail, the load of the train will be distributed evenly among them, and then it will be passed to the ground. You understand? That's it. So then now the pressure is transferred from the solid to the surface. The next one, pressure exerted by the fluid. So we consider liquid and gas as a fluid, and most commonly the common liquid, it is water, and the most common character of the fluid, it is it will flow. Okay. And here the French scientist Pascal, he is explaining, he is proving that fluid can exert equal pressure in all direction. So first experiment, he is taking a rubber ball and he is perishing the rubber ball in 5 or 6 places around the ball, and he is pressing the ball, and he is pressing the ball all the way to evacuate the air inside it, and then he is placing the ball inside the water container. Now the water is entering into the ball, and after some time he is taking the ball out and he is applying the force like this. He's applying the force. When he is applying the force, when he is squeezing the water inside the ball, it is forcing out through the holes equally, evenly, with equal pressure through every holes. So from that we can understand that these these water are coming through the holes with equal pressure. That is, the fluid can exert the equal pressure in all direction. Same way, he is repeating the experiment with air. Here, when he is experimenting with the air is coming out through those holes in all the direction, that is downwards, sidewards, upwards, and etc. Now, pressure exerted by liquid. We are going to learn that one. So, if you take the liquid, we already saw the pressure will come out in all the direction, downward, upward, sidewards, and everyone. So, we are going to learn them in a detailed manner with the activity. First one, we are going to learn about the downward pressure in the liquid. So for this we need a glass tube which is open in both the ends. We need rubber sheet and we need water. So we are going to fix the rubber sheet in one end of the tube. Through the other end we are filling the water. When we fill the water in the first level, we can observe the rubber sheet is bulging a little bit. In the in the second case, we are adding some more water. Now the rubber sheet is bulging little more heavier. And the third case, we are adding even more, even some more water, and the rubber sheet is bulging even bigger. So from this, we can understand that the liquid is exerting the pressure at the bottom of the vessel where it is kept. Okay, so now the fluid can offer a downward pressure. Next one, sideward pressure in liquid. For this, we need a 2-liter water bottle, and we have to perish the water bottle in 3 levels in the same line, and we have to use the sellotape to paste it, and we have to fill the water inside the bottle. After filling the bottle, we have to remove the tape. Now you can observe the water is pressurizing, pressurely coming out through all the 3 holes, but the pressure is different. The topmost one is flowing closer to the side surface of the water bottle. The middle one, it is going little bit ahead of that one. The bottom one, it is coming like a turbulent outside, and it is covering a longer distance, and then it is flowing to the surface. So from this we can understand that the depth of the liquid, it is increasing the pressure of the liquid. Okay, and then from this we can understand the sideward pressure of the liquid also. And next one, liquid exert equal pressure in all directions at same depth. This is the most important concept. For that also we are taking a bottle, and uh, this bottle is perished at the same level around the bottle. Okay, and this bottle is filled with water. Now, if you observe, all through all the holes, the water will escape with the same pressure, same level. So we can understand that at the same depth, the pressure will be equal in all the direction. Okay, and the next concept is upward pressure in the liquid. So here, upward pressure in the liquid, in that we are going to do two exercises. First one, we are going to push our hand inside a water tub. Our hand will experience a opposite force offered by the water. That is a thrust force offered by the water, which is lifting our hand. So, in the second case, you will understand it much better. That is, when you are taking a mug and invert it and try to submerge that mug inside the water tub, that water tub's water will not allow you to submerge that mug inside the water. And that water will give a thrust force to that mug. So, that one proves that the liquid is offering a upward pressure. This upward pressure or this upward thrust, it is called as the buoyant force. This buoyant force is very much important for floating of an object over the liquid. Like the ships, they are floating, and other materials which are floating over the water. It is all because of the buoyant force. Okay. Next one, additional learning. Here we are going to learn the concept with manometer. The manometer, it is having a U-tube with graduated scale, and the other end, it is connected with a rubber tube, and the other end of the rubber tube, it is connected with the funnel, and the funnel is closed with a rubber sheet. Okay, and this funnel with the rubber sheet, it is placed inside a water container. When you place the funnel inside the water container, we can see the reading as 5. Okay. When we put the funnel little bit deeper inside the water container, here the reading will be 10. The reading increases. With the same level, if we are going to invert the funnel or making into the side way, all the time the scale reads the same level, 10, little bit above the 10, same manner. Okay, so it proves that there is no change in pressure at the same level of depth. Okay, in a same level of depth in all direction, it is giving the equal level of pressure. That is what we are trying to prove here. That is what we learned here. Okay, that's it.